Please confirm you can see my screen, please.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so I was talking about building AI agent and what it entails. Okay, I was trying to explain that for you to build an AI agent, you need to understand where all of that comes from. Okay, and I was trying to explain the fact that you can't build
YouTube.
an
So
AI
thank you
agent
so
if
much
you
for
don't
joining
understand what
me.
you are
Thank
really talking about. Okay, so so I want us to start by introduction. Okay, I want to start by introducing us to AI agent. So what is AI agent really? So we are going to is so when we talk about machine learning, let me start from machine learning. We said that is a branch of AI, artificial intelligence, that allow computers to learn from data and make predictions or decisions without being explicitly programmed. So you don't need to write any program explicitly before you can get AI to work. I mean machine learning to work. So what we are saying is a branch of AI that allow computers to learn from data and make decisions without being explicitly what programmed. Okay, so if we are writing an application that reads an Excel file, for example, we will be able to we will be what's the word we will we will write programs so that our code will be able to read from that Excel file. But using a machine learning, you don't need to write any code. That's what we are saying. So machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, AI, that allow computer to learn from data without being explicitly programmed to do anything. Okay, so our goal here is simple, is to build a simple predictive model that predicts housing prices based on features like the number of room size, etc. Okay, and then we are going to talk the tools we are going to be using here. We are going to be using Python, we are going to be using pandas. We will use Python, we use pandas. So we use pandas for data handling. Okay, we use pandas for data handling, and then we have scikit learn for machine learning models. Then we are using VS Code, so we are not using Jupyter, so we are using VS Code. All right, so then now we will use a sample data. So this sample data is inside we will use a sample data from the sklearn, scikit-learn. All right, so this sample data will allow us to be able to now use a built-in data, so we don't necessarily need to have a data available somewhere. So and I'll tell you how we are going to use this data. So in case you are looking for a dummy data, one of the beauty of using scikit-learn is because it comes with a very, once you install scikit-learn, I'm telling you that you've installed pandas, you've installed numpy. So inside scikit-learn you have so many library and packages there. Okay, so I'll show you how we can fetch some of the data from there. So the first thing we are going to do is, let's go back to our VS Code. So in our VS Code, as you can see from the top here, okay, we are importing. So like I said, the first thing I did here, so this is the file I used from day one, if you can remember. So this is the e-commerce data we use, so we're not using this one today. You can see that the code is commented out, every of the code is commented out. All right, so I'm still using that same file for what we are about to do. And if you need it, I can push it to GitHub and you can have it. If you are in need it, just say hi, I'm interested, and I will send you the GitHub link. Okay, So now the first thing when you want to build anything, I told you, is to create your virtual environment. So as you can see, we created a virtual environment, and as you can see where my cursor is and I've highlighted, our virtual environment is highlighted here. Okay, and then we are inside the free class, right? Then so inside there now, for you to use this, you will need to install scikit-learn. Okay, another person is joining. Let me quickly admit the person, Philip Agebe. Okay, hello Philip.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Have you been in the group?
Sir?
Have you been in the group? This is the first time your name is coming to me.
No, no, not, this is not the first time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start so we don't waste much time. We'll talk more. All right. So please, but mute yourself.
All right.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. So after creating your virtual environment and get your virtual environment activated, the next thing is to install. So you can see the libraries that we are going to install here, two major library here. So we are going to install scikit-learn. Okay. What did I do? Control Z. Okay. So we are going to install scikit-learn. Now, so if I come here and I do pip install, let's do pip install. I want you to see the error I'm getting, so that whenever you are going to do it, you don't run into such error. Okay, so if I do pip install like this, and then I now do sklearn. Okay, I do sklearn like this. Okay, so let's see the error that we are going to get, so that you understand how beautiful Python is. Okay, so let's see the error that is going to come up with. Okay, so you are going to run into an error. Okay, I don't know why this is lagging. I don't know. Okay, so this may show you that it's installing, but it's not installing. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, all right. I want to be sure my network is not working against me. Okay, so now you can see it's giving us an error, right? It's giving us an error that originated from subset. All of this is not to now look at how beautiful this package or library is now. So if I scroll up, it's going to tell me how to resolve this error. Look at what it's telling me. Okay, it's saying that here is how to fix this error in the main case. You should use pip install scikit-learn instead of sklearn. Okay, rather than pip install sklearn. So this is how Python community make it possible that once you run into any error, there is a way to resolve it if you look deeper. Okay, so that is why one of the things we do in software engineering is we look at the error. We are not afraid of seeing error. What we are afraid of is the code not working, but we are not afraid of the error. Okay, are we getting what we are supposed to get? If yes, that means leave it, it's working already. Okay, so now I will need to now begin to run this command pip install scikit-learn. So, and this is the library I'm going to use. So I'll do pip install scikit-learn. So when I hit enter, so it will show that it's already installing, right? Okay, all right. So requirement already met because I've installed it before. So now that we've got it installed, so we can now work with the package. So now I told you that we are using a dummy data that comes inside the scikit-learn, right? So inside this from the sklearn, we are calling the data set. So this data set is inside the sklearn, and we are importing a dummy data, so you should fetch California housing data from there. Okay, so the data we are going to use for this machine learning is we are using the California housing data. It's a dummy data. All right, so we are going to use it, and then we are also importing pandas. Okay, so if we go back to what we installed, I don't know if it's still here. Okay, you will see that pandas has already been installed. Okay, uh, anyway, pandas has already been installed. If it is not installed, it's going to be highlighted here. Okay, it will be highlighted that this package has not been installed. So now that we've installed, we need to now load our data. Remember what I said yesterday, the first day we started, when I was showing you how to we'll deal with what is it called, um, the first our first class. So always know that you must load your data. So for us to load data, remember that we are importing from a library, not that we have an Excel file like this one here. Like this one that we use here, the way we load it was different, but this one we don't have any file, so we are importing it from a library. So because we are importing it from a library, we need to have a variable. So I now create this housing variable and then assign the fetch California housing into it. Okay, because it's an object, so you can see that you can see it here. All right, so the parentheses yes, the parentheses there allow us to what, to assign the value, I mean to call the method, okay, from there. All right, or creating an object of this data set. Then we now call the data frame. Remember that when you first get your data, you need to load it into the data frame. So the df here is a data frame and we are loading it, and then we are getting from that housing, we are getting the data. Then we are assigning columns to the housing and then the names. All right, then remember what I said about head yesterday? Who can remember what I said about head yesterday when we were looking at this e-commerce data? What did I say about head?
It
Anybody?
gives it gives the result of the first set of six rows.
Thank you very much. That means you were in my class. God bless you. Okay, so it gives us the first 5 rows, okay, that we have in our data. Okay, so when you load it and we print it, we can decide to print it now. Let's print it. Okay, if we print df now, okay, if we print df, let's print df. Okay, that means I may have to comment all of this out, right? So let's comment them out so that they don't just throw an error. So I don't just want to rush this night, so that because we are behind schedule, and I don't want to rush, so that you understand even though we are here. So let me quickly run it. Okay, so what's the command? The name of our file is fundamental, so I'll do python fundamental.py. You remember this command, right? So if I hit enter, okay, so it should be able to give us the first 5 rows. All right, oh no, it's going to print the entire, no, okay, so it's giving us this. So you can see we have the medical, house age, average room, average bedroom, average occupation, latitude, longitude, all the things that you needed there. Okay, and okay, so it's giving us there are 2,640 rows, but it's giving us the first 9 columns. Okay, so these are the first 9 columns of our data. Please, can you mute? Whoever this person is, please mute. Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay, so on the table, these are the table names, and then these are the rows. Okay, so now this is what is inside this df head. All right, so I hope this point is clear. Okay, so these are the data that we have in this data that we are importing from scikit-learn. Okay, so now having understand that, you remember this, you also remember these two commands, right? .info and .describe. I explained it yesterday. So the .info will also do the same. So I think, let me run the command. Okay, so let me run the command and let's see again. Okay, yeah. Where Okay. Okay, so now you, from what I did yesterday, you should be able to understand what is happening here, right? So here we are, is showing us the first, okay, the first one is the head. So let's scroll up and go to the head. Okay, so this is the head. So it's showing us how many columns we have there. Okay, we have the medical med incorporation column, housing age, average, and then so this is giving us the first 9 columns. Okay, so and then non null. Okay, and then the data types, all of them are floats. Okay, all of the data types are floats, right? So the data types are floats, the 9 columns are floats, and the memory usage is 1.4 megabytes. Okay, so this is how to do it. Okay, and then let's continue. So this is it. Now we need to now begin to let's now import and train our model. Okay, so for us to train our model, we will need to import the train test split. Okay, so for us to train our model, look at what from this same library. Okay, from this same library we are importing the model. Remember, this is just basic. Okay, we are importing a model, and then we are using it using train test model. So this model is basically used to test to train and test our model. All right, then we have linear model. Okay, which inside that linear model we are importing linear regression. Okay, and then then metrics, we are importing mean square error. So when you build a model, you will need to test whether it is accurate or not. Okay, and you will keep testing, so you will need to have the mean square error so that you can test. Now from there we will need to split the data. Okay, we will need to split the data into x and y. Please, am I rushing? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you confused? Am I just talking to myself? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay, do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Train the data split into X and Y. Y being the
okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay,
and the other
okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It means you are following, and I do not take that for granted. Thank you.
being the
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so let's continue. All right, let's continue. So we need to go back to, okay, so I was explaining that you will need to what, to split the data. Okay, into x and y. Remember that this df is the variable that is holding the data that we've already have, which is the data frame. Now we are dropping the target. Look at what we did here. Where's that place? Okay, so here we are specifying the housing target. Okay, but because we need to train it, we will split the data into x and y. Okay, so at x we are dropping the target. Okay, at axis 1. So we will see how this come out very soon. Maybe that explain it more. Then here we are going to train. Now this is a one-liner code. Let me explain it briefly. So these are 3 variables. Okay, these are 4 variables. Yes, we call it multi-line assignment. Okay, I couldn't explain it now when we treated the variable because time. Okay, but you can't skip it in my 12 weeks. I will explain every single thing that you need to know. So this is what we call multiple assignment, where you have multiple variables and you are assigning multiple things to them. So we have x train, x text, y train, y test, and then we are, remember what we are doing here. So we are using the train test split that we imported earlier, and then we are assigning the x and y, and then we are testing, we have the test size and then the random state. Okay, so this is how you can do it, right? I hope this line that I just explained, I hope you get it. I said it's a three variable that you have, four variable, and then assigning this data that you are getting from the, remember the train test. So we are splitting x y test, okay, and then specifying the text size and then the random state. We just want to get 42. Okay, now let's continue. So here is where we are really going to test our model. Okay, for us to test our model, we'll have a variable, so we call it model, and then we call the linear regression. Okay, so now how do I explain this in a simple term? So when we talk about linear regression, is used to, okay, how do I, what's the simple way to explain this? Anyway, so this is an ordinary, remember it's just it's just a basic model we are building, so that's why we are using the linear regression model. Okay, so, and it's a built-in object, and then we are creating an object of it using model. So now, so ordinary least square linear regression. Okay, then we have, when we create an object of this regression, then we want it to fit into the x train and the y train that was created earlier. Okay, so that we can train the model. All right, please, you can stop me anytime if you have question, please. Then we need to predict. For us to predict, we will need to assign the y here. Remember that every data we are working on now is from this variable that we assign here. All right, so here we have the x text that is from here. This is the x test. Okay, and I told you that these are four variables that is taking value from this train test split. Okay, where we specify the number we are getting and then the size. And so this is where we are making a prediction. Okay, and here, so like I said, that when you are building a model, you will need to be sure, is it correct, is it giving accurate? Even if it's giving accurate, is it really up to what is expected? Okay, before I get that, let's see if I can print this y predictive. Let's see if I do y underscore spread. Okay, and let's run our code and see, is there any other one still running? Is running split? Okay, so let me comment these ones out, so we don't have too many errors. So here, okay, so let's run it. Okay, still running. Please, if you have question, you can always ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question I have is, in the test size, you made use of 0.2. I want to understand why 0.2 is used. Then there's another one that you made use of 45. Will really be glad if I can get a clarification on that.
Okay. Let me go back there. Okay. There. Okay. So now we are using linear regression to predict the housing, right? That's what I said.
Yes, sir.
Earlier. So for us to now train this, we will need to look at, sorry, my VS Code is closing up. Okay. Can you see my cursor? Let me
Yes.
be sure I'm there. Okay, here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I said the random is where you are. Remember that the data that is here from what we printed, over 2,000 something here, over 2,640 entries are here. Okay, and then we want to pick from them. We want to pick from them. So instead of just looping through over this all over 2,000 whatever values, so we just want to get the we specify the size. Okay, and then it should just, we are randomly picking 45. Okay, so if we decide to pick data from here, let's say we specify 100 for example. All right, so you can specify the number that you want. Okay, but this is just a simple model. Okay, so it's all about what you want it to be. Okay, so randomly it should be between 42. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir. So the thank you for the explanation.
Okay.
So another thing I want to be cleared about is the 45 now that are randomly selected.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to serve as the test?
Yes, that is what we are going to be using to test. So, and that's what's happening here. Like I told you, these are 4 variables. Okay, these are 4 variables here that we are assigning them to. So, and you can see where, so for us to train the model, first we need to create an object of linear regression and then fit in. So we call the fit in that we can specify the shape that we want. Okay, so we have the x train. Remember where we split the data into x and y. Then here we need to fit it in. All right, so we have the x train which is carrying the data from here. Okay, and then we have the y train. Okay, so that's what we are doing there, and then here we are making the prediction.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, this is even the first time I'm entertaining such question from you. Thank you so much. Have you been joining me, or this your first time here?
I've been joining.
And you've not been saying anything. It's not good though. Okay, 15 minutes more. Let me see if I can finish within that. Please, again, do not miss my 12-week program. Please, okay, whatever it will cost, I guarantee you that. I wanted to even share a testimony from one of my students this evening. He messaged me, and this evening, maybe I'll screenshot and send it to the group. Okay, so this is why I do this thing. I've been training him from January till this time. This is April, right? So he's finishing by month end, and he has not finished, and he already have results. So this is why I created these 12 weeks to take you. This is a student who did not understand programming when he came. It was his sister that even called me and registered him. Okay, and when we started, it was not smooth, but now he just is ready to move forward. He's ready to see the in-depth. I will share the testimony with you in the group. Okay, please, I just reduced the price for every one of you that made it to my meeting. 50,000 naira instead of 150, and it's a cohort. It's not a one-on-one, but you have time to ask me any question when we meet like this. So it's not anybody is not rushing. Okay, so that is that, and we are not under obligation to rush it. Okay, I will make sure that everybody understand every concept that we are going to be discussing. Okay, so without much ado, let's continue. So here we are making the prediction. Like I said, remember what we are doing here. This is a variable we are assigning to this model. Remember that this model is from what? The linear regression, and we've already fit in the x train and the y train, and then passing the x text. Okay, because we call the predictive, okay, which is using the linear model. All right, okay, then we have to measure. Okay, now If you, there is a video I made, I have a video I made on how on time series. Okay, that video is rich. That's the best, a very rich video I've ever put out. Okay, please, if you have time, visit my YouTube channel. Is there? Okay, time series. All right. So here you can see that we are using the mean square error, and I said that the mean square error is very necessary. Okay, it gives you how what you are building is working and if it meets expectation. Okay, so you can't build a machine learning model and you are not measuring, okay, the mean square error. You need to we are using the mean square error to see to look at how the regression is working. Okay, we okay, I think it was yesterday I was explaining mean, where you add everything you have all over how many times it appear, and what you have is your mean, right? So you are using it to measure what is the error case that you can get from this model. Okay, and then we are printing it, and then this is a variable assigned that is giving us this mean square error, right? So if we run it, okay, let's run it. Which one? Okay, let me comment this out so that I will just see the mean error square. Okay, is there any other thing printing? Okay, nothing else again. All right, so let's do it. I have 15 minutes, so please, if you have question, if you are watching me on YouTube, please kindly drop comments on the drop your comment, and I will attend to you. Okay. All right, so now this is very, very important. Okay, so the mean square error is 0.5. What does it mean? Sorry, let me quickly check. Let me quickly check online to see what is happening here. I have how many minutes left? 11 minutes more. Okay, I think we even have enough. Sorry, please, just give me 2 minutes. Let me make sure that I am seeing what I'm doing here. Okay, so I didn't even know somebody was watching us when we were doing this live few days ago and dropped a comment. So I didn't even know, so I have to check it. Okay, all right, so let's go back. So now I was saying that when you see a result like this, it tells you your error. Okay, so the mean square error is 0.5, and this means so many things. Okay, so if you are if it's 0. If it's less than, if it is 1 point something, if it is 1 and above, okay, yes, no, so if it is 1 point, is it 1.2, maybe 1.0, if it is 0 point something like this, it means you are not getting it accurate. Okay, so your mean error, so that means you need to retest again. Okay, you are not there yet, and this is why machine learning cannot be accurate. You cannot get it all at once. The same thing is happening to all of the ChatGPT and the rest of them. They are learning from the provided data, so it means that the data we provided is not enough. Okay, so for you to now test your model, you will need to provide enough data. All right, you need to provide enough data. So if you have your mean square error at like this, so you need to test again. Okay, if we decide to change value, change something, change the data we are using. Okay, so remember we are using a real world data anyway, so this real world data is built inside the library we are using. Okay, this sklearn data set. Okay, so this is it. I hope, do you understand what I said here? Hello?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, any question for me? Mary, Are you there? Do you understand what I'm saying? Who is there? Let me see. Let me see. Let it not be like only one person is responding to me. I want to be sure that every other person is listening and can respond. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. In absence of none, let me continue. So now we have been able to look at, we use linear regression to predict the housing price, and which means that the price, okay, the price is good, okay, and then the price can increase over time, okay. So it tell us how far off our model predicts are on average. All right. Anyway, so now the next thing I want you to understand is that when you when you can try other models. There are different models. I should have gone into different types of models. So there are different models that you can try. We have decision trees, we have random forests, and the rest of them, okay. You can also tune you can also use a data set of your choice, okay. So like this one now, we are just using the built-in data set. All right. So this is how a simple machine learning can be built. All right. Okay, so if there is no question, please, if you are interested in the price that I've just in the 12 weeks, the price is at 50,000 naira. We'll go back to 150 by Friday night, 9 p.m. Yeah, that's what I told you. So when we are having our last class, immediately we are finishing, the price goes to 150,000 naira. So now, if you want me to train you, you can make your payment. My DM is open. Request for the account number, request for the details, request for the what you will be learning in the course of the 12 weeks, and I will send it to you. Okay. So this is only for those who are interested. If you are not interested, please don't come to the DM. Okay. So that is it, basically. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, please join me again. I'm sorry for the delay that we had today. It won't happen tomorrow again. Oh,
Thank you so much, sir.
all right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for the.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir.
All right. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. So good night. Good night. Have a sweet night rest, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right.
All right, sir.
Okay. Thank you.